Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. Today we will design a necklace using GGC treasure bag, the sparkling romance. So we have already designed a couple of necklaces and I want to show you guys something that I created. A necklace that I did for my class. So I take beading classes like jewelry making classes for adults and big kids. So I taught this for one of my class. So this is a pattern that I used 8 seed beads and some 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord, and I did this knots, and then I just made a small pendant out of a 10 millimeter bead. And this I believe is a bargain bead box subscription bead for the month of January 2024. I just did a swirl and I did a big loop wire wrap, and I even added a seed bead on top, as you guys can see. And then I continued this pattern through and through, and but at the end I added some square knots, and so it's an adjustable necklace, as you guys can see. You can make it big, you can make it small. I finished this off with some seed beads. The point being is it's a snake knot is what I think they call this. I really like this knot a lot. It's a little bit hard to get at the start, which I felt the same when I was having the class itself. Some I mean, it was easy for some people, but it was a little bit hard in the start for some other. But once you get a hang of it, it's absolutely a pleasure to do this knot. I really like this knot. The main thing about this knot is you need only 2 cords, okay, to do this knot. You don't need extra cord, and it is not bulky, as you guys can see. It's very light, and I really like that fact. I made one more necklace, which is this right here, also during the class, and it was here what I did was I used 18 gauge, or I think I used 16 gauge, maybe 16 gauge anti-copper wire to create the frame, the round frame, and I did a bead on top and made a big loop, and then I wire wrapped with some 24 gauge silver wire, bright silver, with some turquoise beads, like 4 millimeter turquoise beads around, and then I did this knot. So as you guys can see, the knot doesn't look very pretty if it is a darker color. I don't know if, I mean, it looks pretty, but it doesn't show very well. Wherein this color is also a darker color, but a little bit lighter than this, because it's a very dark brown, and this is like like a dark golden mustard color kind of, and you guys can see the knots clearly. And in this it's not very visible, right? So that might be a case too. And but the beads look very pretty with the darker color cord, and I really like the way this turned out to be. And at the end I didn't add more beads because there was a lot of blue in this, so I just finished it with just knots and then sliding knot, square knot in the end. So this is the 2 necklaces that I did for my class, and I really liked how it turned out to be. It's a little bit different on both the cases, but I like both the style. So with this as an inspiration, I'm gonna make a similar necklace, and I'm using these beads. I don't know if I will use this. This is a multicolor bead, and it might be a little hard to take 2 beads at a time, but you can also monochromatically use these beads and make the necklace. It'll be enough for us to make the necklace, or you can use this pink peach color bead to the necklace as well. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and try and do these beads first. I think this should be enough, is in my opinion, but if it is not, then I should include the other beads. The thing is, in this pattern you will have to add beads then and there. You cannot add all the beads and then continue doing the neck knots and stuff. So you will have to add beads, knot, then beads, knot. That is how it is going to be. But I would suggest going for a 6 seed beads or an 8 seed beads. 8 seed beads is what I have used in the sample, but you guys can use 6 seed beads as well. But don't go, I mean, you can do with 11 seed beads, but I would suggest the cord being thinner, and the cord being thinner, the knot being, much more delicate. So if you like the look, go ahead and do that. So for this, I'm thinking of using this will be a monochromatic color if you want to have it, but I have used contrast color in this, so I want to try a monochromatic color as well. So I'm using this 8mm Chinese knotting cord, and this one is a lavender color, and this kind of matches with my beads, so I'm going with it. I'm also going to use the locket that we got from this box, which is a heart locket with a rose engraved in the front and then plain in the back, and then you can open this pendant. Excuse me. You can have a picture cut out in this heart shape, and then you can have it inside. So I'm going to use this one as my center. The one thing I need to make sure is I need something on the top to hold it, because as you guys can see, this one takes up a little bit of a space. The knot, I started with the lockside knot because I have 2 strands coming this side, 2 strands coming this side, so this takes space. So this much space, I don't know if this small loop it won't hold that much. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make a drop on top, like a something on top to connect these. You can also use these on top. This loop is a little bit bigger, something like you can open it up and then use a heart charm, but in my case I'm just gonna see if I can use this one right here and then continue doing that on the side. I mean, just to have a contrast color. If you want to go with a similar color, you can make a loop with this, but as you guys can see, this loop is very small in my case, so I'm gonna come up with a different bead. So now what I'm gonna do here is to fix our problem with the hole being like this, we need a bigger one, and I thought I will add this jump ring, but then it'll be like this. So the necklace has to, the loop has to be like this for the necklace to go evenly sideways. So what I thought was, I took some 18 gauge para wire. This one is silver plated non-tarnish. So I'm just gonna straighten that up. You can also use 20 gauge. If you're using 20 gauge, then you don't have to I mean, you can do even a raptor loop for that matter. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna cut. I like to work with the spool, that way I don't waste any wire. So I'm gonna cut the tip of the wire to flush cut it. So first of all that, and then I'm gonna use this bead. You don't have to use this one, you can just use this crystal if you want to. That will not create but you can also add this. I mean, I'm thinking whether to add this or this. I think I will go with this purple. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to make a very simple loop, trust me. If you happen to have, if you don't have it, that's fine. You can use your regular round nose pliers, but if you have the step looping pliers, then use that. That way you will get an evenly bigger loop actually. So I make a P like this, and then I go ahead and straighten it out. Okay, so I have something like this, right? I want it to be completely closed. That's what I'm expecting it to be. Okay, and then I just bend the wire in the opposite direction, so that loop is nice and good for me. So now I'm gonna cut. I know it's a little bit too much, but I want to cut a little bit more, and I'm gonna make a bigger loop for my cords to go through. So I'm gonna close this. If it is not closed, it just kind of bothers me. There we go. So now this big I'm just going to go for the second big size is what I feel, or I think this third big size is also good enough. But if I make it, then only I know for sure whether yeah. So now I take that. See, my loop is oval, but that's okay for me. As long as it's completely closed, I'm fine with it. Okay, so now I want this loop. So hold on a sec. Open up this smaller loop and I'm gonna add our pendant right here and close it up. If you want, you can hammer this as well. I want this, you know, I'm gonna take one more plier. I want this to be facing this way, so this loop to be perpendicular to the previous loop. So that's what I did. So once you get this, now you're ready to add the chain. So this way, if you want, you can even open up the chain and then, you know, make a different angle here, or you know, you can do several things with it. So this hearts, so that's that. So now we have this ready. Now we are going to work on the chain. So I used about, say, 4.5 feet for each side. That's how much I'm gonna take. So we need 2 of the 4.5 feet, right? So I'm gonna just measure here. This is 1 feet. So I didn't pre-measure it. Okay, then that's 4, and then that's 4.5 feet. So you can cut 2 pieces of it now itself, so that both the sides will be same, but you can also cut it later. That's up to you. I'm gonna cut it anyways. Okay, now we have 2 pieces of 4.5 feet cord. I'll keep one piece away from me, and now I'm gonna take both the ends, fold it into half. We are going to make a lock's head knot. If you are not familiar with the basic macrame knots, I will have a link down the description box below. You can go ahead and watch that video. That video has all the knots in detail. So I am folding this cord into half, but this is very simple to follow. Let me tell you guys. All you need to do is, okay, put this thing through the loop, through our wire loop. Okay, take the end in your hands just like that. Okay, and take these 2 cords in through that loop. Okay, this is as simple as it is, and then take it up. That's it. That's a lock's head knot, right? I think the lighter color will make sense now. So that's that. As you guys can see, my sample necklace, you can start with the bead, which I started here. So that's what I'm going to do as well. Or you can start with the knots, it's up to you. But I have my lock's head knot now. So now another thing that you need is lighter, so that you can burn the edge and then make it stiff, because it is very flexible, the Chinese knotting cord. If you're not okay, you can also use a tea light to do so. But if you're not okay with handling this, then you can burn the edge with your thread zap, and then or cut it at an angle. So this is enough is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna burn both the things. So if you wait for a bit and then pull that through, you will get something like this. And then you can trim this off to make it, pointed or so, to add your beads. So you can do 3 beads, 2 beads, even one bead is also enough. I'm gonna try. This is not going through. So in this pattern, I'm gonna do 4 beads and 4 knots. You can do 3, 2, 1, as I said, it's totally up to you, but I'm gonna do 4. Okay, so I'm gonna move this to the side and I'm gonna do 4. So we are going to start the snake knot. Okay, so take the 2 cords. I will show you guys a couple of ways to do it, but this is the way I really like, and I don't know if it is simple or it's difficult for you guys to follow, but I will show you guys couple of methods. Whichever you feel comfortable, then you can go ahead and do that method. So take the 2 cords. There's 2 cords we have, right? Take this right hand cord and rotate it and keep it right behind the left hand cord, right? Take the left hand cord, wrap it around your index finger. See how I am closing it with my middle finger, then taking it to the front, right? Take the end. I mean, you don't have to take the end. Take the cord and go through the loop from the front to the back, and then I like to put it right next to the previous wrap around my index finger, just like that. Now what I do is I pull this cord. The loop gets smaller and that it kind of knots. Now I gently remove my finger and then pull the other one towards my left. Now this is what we have. This is the knot, as simple as it is. I will go through this several times. You will get a hang of it. There is, if you are not okay with using a lighter and melting the edges, then you can use a thread zap and you can cut this at an angle. I still think that all those is difficult, but this is easy. But if you really feel difficult, then you can go ahead and bump this size down. This is 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord, but you can also use 0.4 millimeter or 0.5 millimeter Chinese knotting cord. That will be much more thinner. But you should also keep the thing in mind that the knot will also be daintier, much more daintier than what you look at it right now. So I have added 4 beads, the second set of knots that I'm going to do. As you guys can see, I have changed the bead here in the center. I didn't like the purple after all, so this is what I have right now. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to do the knots. So take your cord, right hand cord, and loop it and keep it behind the left cord. Take the left cord, wrap it around your index finger. Okay, wrap it around your index finger and then take it in the front. Take the cord, go through the loop once, pull that through, and I like to keep this wrapped right next to the previous wrap, and then go ahead and pull the right side cord, and then this cord that we have again, you can pull that one as well. So you can just pull this like this, like a bow, and then that's where our knot is, right? This is the knot. So there is multiple ways, as I said. There's like a continuous knot too, so just keep it around that, hold that, wrap it around the index finger, and then loop it here, pull it through. So let's see the method wherein you can make this knot continuous. So you wrap it around the same way, wrap around your index finger, go through the loop, and then keep it right next to the previous wrap. Now you tighten one side. Normally what you will do is you'll take it, right? Don't do it. Now you can rotate this again, take the cord, wrap it around, go through this, and then tighten that. I think I messed it up. Okay, not really, but yeah. So there we go, our knot is there. Let me tell you guys one more way. So keep it around, go through that, hold on, tighten one thing, then rotate it, hold on to the loop, do not leave it. Okay, take it again, go through. There was one time we tightened it, right? And this is the second time we are gonna tighten it, right? And then twist again, keep the loop, take that left cord, go through the loop, hold it tight, then wrap around a third time, and the fourth time you don't have to, just pull the cord and then your knot will be done. So see this, we have the knots. So this way you can work continuously how much ever you want, but the most easiest method that I feel comfortable with is the first one that I showed you. Now I'm going to add again, because I have 4 knots now I'm going to add 4 beads. I know it's kind of twists this kind of twist, but it is part of the designs. And then there will be a little bit of gap in the card, which is also a part of the design. If you don't like it, then probably use seed bead at the start and then do it. So that's an option also. Now I'm gonna add 4 beads and continue. I'll come up and show you guys one more easy way to do this knot without holding it in your hands and keeping it on the mat and doing it. So the other method, I showed you guys how to hold this in the hand and do it. This method you can keep it on top of the mat and do it. Take the rightmost cord, make a loop. See, the tail end comes on the top like that. Take the left cord, okay, left cord, go from through the loop from under above, okay, like that. This is what I have so far, right? So take the left cord, go on top of the right cord, just like that. Take the end and go underneath everything, all these cords, and come through this loop from the bottom, just like that. So this is how it is. Now if you pull it, you will have your knot. Don't worry, when the cord becomes a little bit short, I'll show you to you guys. That will be much more clearer. This is how we make a snake knot. Wrap around your right cord behind your left cord. Take your left cord, wrap it around your index finger, take it, and then go from the front to the back and hold it between your index finger and the next finger. Then tighten this up, okay, and then remove your index finger and then tighten that up on the other side. So there we have our knot. Once more, go around, come around, go from the front to the back, pull that and pull this. There we go, snake knot. Let's learn a snake knot. I have 2 cords here. I have beads in the cords. Take my right cord, wrap it around and keep it like that. Take my leftmost cord, wrap around my index finger, and then take it in the front and go through the loop from the front to the back and pull through. Hold it like that between your fingers. Tighten this up and then tighten that up. There we go. we have our knot. One more time, around, go through, pull that down and pull this down. A snake knot. There is 2 cords, right cord and left cord. Take the right cord, wrap it around. Take your leftmost cord, wrap it around your index finger in the back. Put your cord through from the front, the left cord from the front to the back. So I finished stringing one side, and this is about, say, I would say about 11 inches or so. But I felt like I need this much cord for the knots and everything. So I felt like the beads are less. It's not enough beads to make this much because I have 10 sections of beads and I have only 7 sections of this bead. But you can always do with the other one, like not this peach color but the multicolor, the other side. That will also be good. But I want to try something new. I can try with this 6x4mm roundel is what I thought. So I'm going to take this 4.5 feet. So I'm not going to do the same pattern. It will be slightly different. So take the other 4.5 feet cord, fold it into half. We are going to do one more lockset knot. Move this to this side. Okay. Take it, put it through this bigger wire loop, the middle of the cord, and take the end, these 2 ends through that loop, and then that's a lockset knot. So we'll start with the lockset knot. Instead of adding beads on both on each cord, we are going to melt these 2 cords together and add the bead. So So melt these together, you get one strand. Then add this roundel bead. So I took my knotty doll. So I tried putting both the cords through the roundel. It did fit, but not everything. So not every bead does. It's pretty hard. So I just changed my pattern. So the pattern from now on is going to be like this. So what I'm going to do here is I added 3 of the roundels. I mean 6 by 4 millimeter on one side, and then the 3 of the 3 by 4 millimeter roundel on the other side. I'm gonna set this on my knotty doll, just like that. Okay, push all the beads down. So we are gonna do a different knot. Yeah, I'm gonna do a different knot, right? So I take this card, this thread, and keep it, the one that has 3. So I go over. So I'm going to do a laxed knot, but like that. Over, under, pull through, under, over, pull through. Okay, just like this. Got it? So then you can continue the laxed knot and then continue this pattern, or you can change the knot to this and do it. It's up to you, but I think I like this, so I will continue doing this. So I'll just hold it here, make one more laxed knot, over, under, pull through, under, over, pull through. Don't worry about it, I will let you guys know. I will make sure that so that's that. Then we'll make one more, over, under, pull through, under, over, pull through, just like that. So now what I will do is, so in this unit I added the roundel in the right side cord and the beads, 3 beads on the left. Now I will add the roundel in the left and 3 beads on the right. So that way I have taken equal cord, right? I have folded the cord into 2. This way I'll make sure I have enough cord to do the knots with both sides being opposite. But you can also do it the other ways, like the same way. You can do that as well, but the only thing about that would be to take more cord on the left rather than equal cord on both the sides. So you need to make sure about that. So you need to get this string right, melt the cord properly, and if this comes out right, then it is easier to load the beads into your strands. Still, for some reason, it's not coming properly. Now it's better. It needs to be thick enough, at the same time thinner to pass through the threads. So you can use a tea light handle in the place of the lighter. That would also be easier, but I feel that this is the lighter, you can buy it from Bic, and this is the lighter I really like to use for this purpose. So add the roundel bead to the right and the crystal beads to the left, and take the leftmost cord, go over on top of the center cord and pull through that loop that you created. That's 1/2 of the laxed knot. Okay, and then the other half will be, put it under the center thread and pull through that loop. So that's that. Make sure it's nice and rounded around the crystal. Then do the same on top, underneath, and pull through. That's one half of the knot. And then on the bottom, go on top and pull through. That's the second part of the knot. Once again, over, under, pull through, and then under, over, and pull through. So that's how it is. As I said, if you want all the things like this on the same side rather than alternative side, then you will have to have the leftmost card more, the rightmost card less. So again, now I will alternate, and then I'll continue doing this knot for the rest of the length of my cord, and then I'll come back and show you guys how it looks. So I finished stringing this part. As you guys can see, this is how it looks. It looks very pretty in my opinion. So I finished it with 3 of these knots and 2 of the other knot. I mean, my string is very less, so I need this for, finish off the project. But at the same time, when I calculate these 2 strands, this strand is a little bit longer than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these 4 knots and these beads, and then it will be similar in height. Now that I have taken it off, both are of the same size. Now I do take my pegs and my knotty toe top and crisscross these cords. Make sure they are aligned properly. It's important to do so. Okay. And secure all 4 strands together. I know this one is a little bit longer, but still not long enough for me to, do the sliding knot. So this is the adjustable square knot, sliding knot or adjustable knot. We do it with square knot, macrame square knots. If you are not aware of macrame square knots, go ahead and watch my tutorial. I will leave down the description box below the link for it, and then you can learn all the basic macrame knots. If not, it is very simple, but it might be intimidating at the start. I'm letting you guys know. So take an 8-inch to 10-inch cord. I have an 8-inch 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord, and then see this, you can tie an overhand knot on top just like that, just to make things easier, So just push the knot with your finger. That way you will have cords about the same height on both sides. Now you take the left cord and make a U. I call this a Q. It looks like a Q, right? Take the right hand cord, go on top of the left hand cord and underneath this and through the loop or the Q that we created, and then pull it through. See, there is a bump on the right side. Now wherever the bump is, that's where you need to make the loop. Now I do the loop here. It looks like a P now. Take the left cord, go on top of the right, underneath all the cords and through this P. Okay, so I'm just going to pull both the cords together. Now the bump is on the left, so now I'm going to make the loop on the left. Take this, go on top, underneath, through this, and pull through. Okay, one square knot consists of 1 P and 1 Q. So here we go again. P, go on top, underneath, and through that loop and pull. Okay, so this is Basic Macrame Square Knot. You can make bracelets out of it, you can make necklaces out of it. There's so much more, and the sliding knot is such a good option. If you are making a bracelet or even a necklace, you can make it at variable lengths, right? You don't know, if you are not making for a person whom you know, then you will have to guess, right? So this way they can wear it a little bit longer or shorter, depending upon how much length of cord you leave. So you don't have to do a lot of square knots. 3 square knots is more than enough, but I like to do an inch worth of square knots all the time. That's why I take 8-inch cord, so it will deliver me about, say, an inch or so of knots. So even if you leave this and go and you don't know which one to start from, either P or Q, see the bump, which side is the bump, that side is the one that you need to make the loop with. So it's pretty easy. There we go. Then take this off. So this short tail, I'm gonna snip off the excess cord. Don't snip off right close at here. We need a little bit to melt and press it against our work. So see how much I have left here. So take your lighter, just be very careful and melt it and push it. Wait for a bit. After you melt it, don't keep your hand immediately. Wait for a bit and then push it. So now it's secure. See this? You can pull this. That way it will be closer, and then if you take it off like this, you can have as much length as you want. Now I will do the max and then I'll show you guys. So we have 4 cords and one is shorter than the other ones are longer. So this is the height that we are going to work with. So I can either want to try and do, even if at least one of the thread goes through both, that would be really good. Okay, and then try and insert this one as well. So it did go through. Let me see if I can do the same this side. Take another one. The one is not going through. Let's try again. So I'm just holding it like this and trying my level best. I don't think so. Let me just, melt these two ends together and see if it goes through. Maybe I will try one more time doing this first. And then if you pull it, you will have this, but this is not long enough, right? Just see, it should come at this point, then only we can pull it through. There we go. We have a long enough thing. Let's just put this one through. I'm thinning. Nope. Take your cord, hold the tip, and try. Nope. Try a different bead. That might be an answer, because sometimes some beads will have a big enough hole and some beads won't, even if it is coming from the same strand, right? There we go. See, I had luck. So I just added this. First of all, what I will do is I will take these two strands and tie an overhand knot. You can also tie the same snake knot if you want to, but I am fine with the overhand knot. Both the cords together and cinch that knot. See, this one is very short. Now I cut it at both the things, and then what I do is I come back here. So I want the same length, so I'm gonna go ahead and tie an overhand knot. Now you need to make sure the knot lands exactly where you want it to be and not anywhere else. So you just keep it and hold this nice and tight. I think this is where the knot needs to be. There we go. Now tighten up the knot and push the bead down and check. Both are approximately the same. You're good to go. Snip off the excess cord. See, this much is only left. Now melt this part. You can also push it with your lighter itself, so that you don't have to press it with your hands. There we go. Now this much cord is left, so the necklace is done and ready. This is how it looks. I think it looks very pretty. It is a nice one. You can actually wear this for, I mean, for any outfit, I would say. And it's an asymmetrical necklace as well. It is not a same one. And I really like the way this turned out to be. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to support my channel, you can give super thanks. There is a heart button underneath the video that you guys are watching right now. You can click on that and you can donate like from $2 to all the way how much ever you want. Thank you so much for stopping by, and do check out my Etsy shop as well. That helps me as well. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.